Hey Scorpio, this is your general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of September. Scorpio, brace yourself. Why? Because this could be a month where some of your wonderful hard work starts to really pay off. This could be a month of success for you. Real big success, hopefully a lot of success. Success in terms of what? In terms of maybe getting that promotion, in terms of maybe getting in with the right scene, getting in with the right crowd. Maybe if you're publishing things on social media, getting a lot of likes, getting popular. This is a month where you are popular and, as I said, maybe getting some real success for yourself. Why? Because the Sun, Mercury, Mars and Venus are all in Virgo as we enter the month, and that's in the 11th house for you. The house where we are kind of given applause, where we are given what we have worked for, where we kind of reach that pinnacle point where people applaud us maybe, or just say, well done, you have risen in the ranks, you have been deemed worthy of being celebrated, and maybe deemed worthy of getting that promotion or that new position of power, perhaps for some of you. So if that is you, then a very big congratulations. I have to say that to you. Now, it could also mean for some of you this month that you are dealing with a team or a society or an institution or an assembly of people, a large group of people who you may be kind of waiting on their decision, maybe on something, waiting on them to deem whether your work is valuable. And I think it will be deemed valuable. However, here's what I'm going to say. There is some energy where, say, Venus, the one who rules love and money, is sitting in your 11th house, and she is squaring off against Jupiter, who's in Sagittarius in the 2nd house. So you want to expand your money. Yeah, sure you do. You want to expand your coin. You want to see your bank balance rise. You want to see your self-value rise, your worth rise in general, like self-worth, and also in terms of the bank balance. But what's kind of going against that is something that could be happening. Say, for example, with a promotion. You could be offered a promotion this month, and it's like, yay, wonderful, great. And then you might look and say, hold on a minute, this is great that I get the promotion, but I thought there was going to be a whole lot more money in this. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed about this money situation. I'm glad for the position. I'm glad for the fact that I'm moving up in the ranks and you all think I'm wonderful, but where's the money? Well, I thought there was going to be a lot more going on here. A little bit disappointed with that, perhaps. So there's a real moment where you might have to have a little bit of a conversation about that. Now, also in terms of money, there could be renewal fees that come up. Fees for something, paying fees, anything from college, membership fees, subscription fees, anything like that. They could all pop up. Renewal fees, like even auto renewals. And you're like, wait a minute. That was fine maybe last year or last month or whatever. We have to talk about this. How much is this costing me to renew my gym membership or to do whatever it is? Tell me again, where am I going to find that money? Or why do you think I should give you that money? There's a kind of a bit of that. So there is a kind of question about fees, or what you're being offered maybe in a promotion, or what somebody who might come in and say, hey, come work with us. And you say, great idea, but where's the money? So money and dealing with maybe a large group of people on how to get that working to your advantage, Scorpio, because that's what you want. You want it all to work to your advantage. Now, for some of you, we're getting very close to your birthday. And some of you might already be trying to organize an event with friends. Maybe it's a big birthday that you're having and you want to organize a big party or a big dinner or a big getaway or something. And you're kind of sitting there thinking, this is a fabulous idea. Who's going to pay for it? Where am I getting the money for this? So again, it's all that thing, but you can work it out, Scorpio. It just requires a little bit of extra push, a little bit of extra thinking, a little bit of extra negotiation, even in some cases, just to kind of make other people know your real worth. Yeah, I know you like the work that I'm doing. I know you want me as part of your team. I know you want me to move on up in the ranks, but here's what I want. I want the money. And it's not about being greedy, it's not about being selfish, Scorpio, it's about knowing your value and really learning how to defend that. If somebody deems you kind of worthy to take you on, if they love your work, then great, that means I have value. That means I can renegotiate my price. So there's a lot of that going on. Now, good news, September 18th, Saturn is going direct in Capricorn in your third house. So communication is going to start getting that little bit easier. So is making plans for travel. For those of you who have your own business or who work with clients or are in the buying and selling industry, that might start moving again a little bit more. Negotiations, for those of you in financial negotiations or anything like that, that starts working a little bit more to your advantage. It's like, no, hold on, we've got to talk this out, you know. In terms of being heard clearly and understood clearly by other people, that starts kind of improving a little bit. Maybe when Saturn was kind of retrograding there for a while, there may have been a feeling of, who understands me? Who's listening to me? Who wants to know my truth? Who wants to know the truth? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? I'll just keep that to myself then, until somebody is prepared to listen to a bit of sense here. Somebody must start listening to what I've got to say. So we've talked about that a couple of times, but now the things that you've got to say are starting to gather momentum. The things that you want to push forward are starting to gather momentum. It also marks a time where you could start again getting seriously curious about things in general, curious about learning new things, studying new things, doing night classes, evening classes, kind of picking up old books again, not really heavy kind of serious tomes, but more like, you know, how-to books or kind of quick reference books, or even novels, or, you know, kind of, you know, those kind of things that are just kind of like trash novels. There's nothing deep about them, but yet they're fun to read. There's a feeling of, let's get into the buzz of things again. You know, I want to start feeling the vibe again. I want to start getting serious about being relevant in some cases again. So that's very powerful. Now, we have a beautiful full moon this month. We've no cards though. We've a beautiful full moon and not one bloody card, Scorpio. What the hell? It's on September 14th and it's the full moon in Pisces in your 5th house. So for those of you with children, perhaps, this could mark a period of where something comes to a bit of a head, an issue to do with children, something that you had to work out, something that you had to really actually deal with. That might come to a head and then all of it is solved. All of it is done and dusted by the time the full moon comes and goes. Issues, whatever those issues may be. I know it's September, a lot of kids are going back to school for those of you with children, and maybe some of the stress that has been building over that tends to dissipate around the time of the full moon in Pisces. Now, if it's nothing to do with children, it might be to do with romance. There could be a real moment here where you're feeling very confident and good in yourself and wanting to have real romantic times with your partner or even somebody new. And around the time of the full moon, those romantic dreams and aspirations you have really start to come into fruition. And they really, I don't know, it feels like a nice period for you, I have to say, Scorpio, where there could be real love and real romance and real pleasure and play around the time of the full moon, where you and your significant other kind of have a real connection again, which is fun, light and playful. So that's very nice. If you're creating anything, this could be the real moment for you, you creative Scorpios, where that wonderful thing that you're creating maybe gets shown, revealed to the public. Maybe you are doing something and you have to stand up and say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I've created, this is who I am, this is what I represent. This is me standing away from the crowd and standing up and showing you what I've created, or even standing away from the crowd and telling you why I think something might be a better idea than going along with everybody else's idea. Yeah, it's a real moment where you do get to stand out of the crowd a little bit and have your needs felt and understood and maybe even appreciated and applauded. Scorpio, I was just going to say, where the heck are these cards? And 3 came out. This is a Scorpio card, but it's Mars and Scorpio, kind of getting angry about something, Scorpio. Getting angry about something that you're sensing isn't right. Yeah, okay, let's get a few more going on now that the cards have decided to come out to play. Yeah, come out. After the full moon, September 14th, we've got Mercury and Venus going into Libra. Then we have on the equinox, September 23rd, Sun going into Libra. On the 28th, then we have the new moon in Libra, and this is all a lot of energy in your 12th house. This is the moment where you start preparing for the big cleanup before your birthday. It's a moment of going over the last year, needing a bit of a time out, needing to disappear for a little bit, needing quiet time, quiet space to just examine what has happened over the last astrological year and to just let all that shit go and get yourself all rested, recovered and ready for your big birthday that'll be on the way soon. Now with Mercury in Libra there in the 12th house, there could be some real great ideas coming your way, but these ideas just seem to come out of nowhere. They come like you wake up in the middle of the night with a fantastic idea, or you dream about something, or when you're meditating or just going for a walk, or just kind of where your mind isn't on a subject, then a good idea comes. It's like the more you can quieten your mind and take your mind off a problem, that seems to be when the solution comes, okay? So that's very good. To keep your mind off your problems and just go about your business. And as I said, from a very hidden place or a very secret place, you might just get that answer. And in fact, it could be somebody that comes and reveals a secret to you that gives you a key piece of information. They kind of tell you something on the down low, and it's kind of like, shh, don't tell anybody this is a secret, don't do that. But yet it's a key and relevant piece of information that allows you to figure something or somebody out. So that's very important. Now, when Venus goes into the 12th house, here's what I want you to do, my love. Before your birthday starts arriving, I want you to get kind of a little bit more cautious about your finances, a little bit more cautious about your money. It would be a great time this month to go through all your bank accounts, to go through all the things that you're subscribed to. You know, if you're subscribed to this gym or that club or this kind of council or that union or blah, blah, whatever you're subscribed to, all the renewal fees, for example, might all hit you at once. So I want you to go and have a real look at your finances to make sure that money's not getting drained out of your account by something that you didn't realize was draining your account. This could be a moment too where you need to be cautious about your spending, because you could buy something or invest in something, then you figure out, oh my God, this doesn't work, it's broken, or it was a waste of money, I need to send that back. And then the person that you've bought it from suddenly disappears. Or you read the contract and it's like, oh, sorry, there are no returns, or you lose the receipt. So I'm just saying, be very cautious with your finances this month, because money could get thrown at something here and it could be of no value whatsoever. Money could get lost. It could have been a real waste of time to buy something from, say, September 14th onwards, okay? So just be very cautious with your money. And I want you to be very mindful of your money, that something is not draining your account, something that you weren't aware of, something that kind of blindsides you, saying, oh my God, I didn't know the bank were going to charge that much on the bank fees or whatever like that. So just, of course, Scorpio, I mean, you are very good at getting ahead, being more organized, kind of stopping something from happening before it happens. So here's your heads up. Stop maybe a kind of a financial hemorrhage in your bank account by something that you probably didn't spot before. But if you use your wonderful eagle eye or your phoenix eye, you will spot that. And that's the big vibe there. We've only 3 cards, Scorpio. What the heck? One fell out there, and I'm glad that one came out. The world. So let's focus a little bit, because I want to get these cards going for you. But success is very nice. Success. And hanging out with friends might be very nice too. I know there might be some worries about maybe either you or your friends wanting to do something and money might get in the way. Maybe your friend can't afford to do something, or maybe you can't afford to hang out with friends while they're doing something in a bunch. You're saying, oh, I'll skip it, I'll wait till it's my birthday, I'm keeping my coin. And also, do something for me too. For those of you with children, can you just double check that they are happy within their own little friend zone, within their group, no matter what age they are? Just check in with them a couple of times. Now, you don't have to get crazy about it and obsess about it, but just kind of very ever so subtly ask them, how are you and your friends getting on? Are you still playing with that friend? Or if they're a little bit older, how are you getting on? Maybe with the idea of going back to school, are you still looking forward to it? Or blah, 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 blah. Just check in with them and just make sure that they're okay. That card came out there. Why are the cards so slow, Scorpio? What? Just as I said that they all leapt out. Okay. They heard me. They don't like being insulted. They don't like being called slow. It's okay. It's okay. I know you can do the job. I'm not insulting you. And this one. Now, a couple of extra cards came out, but there's too many of them. I'll put them back. So, we've all the cards that we need, Scorpio. Let's go over to your big grand overview. Ta-da! The Scorpio cards. Now, Scorpio, there's something that you're feeling in your gut, something you're feeling in those wonderful scorpionic waters of yours that is not vibing right with you, not working out right, and it's making you angry. Maybe it's because for a while you haven't been able to communicate your ideas. You haven't been able to say your piece, say what's needed to be said. Nobody's listening to your ideas. Nobody's hearing this thing. It's like other people are just carrying on. Other people are getting on with it and they're not listening, They're all making big decisions without taking your feelings into account. That's not good enough. That's not good enough, Scorpio. And this is making you angry. And you don't want to make a Scorpio angry. I mean, not at all. Because there's a feeling here of simmering, brewing, ready to explode, but containing it. Yeah, containing it, not wanting. This has come up. Did it come up kind of like this last month, maybe before? It's the feeling of keep a lid on it, keep a lid on it. I better not open my mouth. If I open my mouth, I will just tell them all where to go. I will tell them where to go, where Persephone is, and where is she? She's in hell. I'll tell them all to go to hell. Yeah, there's a feeling of that. And what's worse, Scorpio, for you, this is the worst thing for you, is that it's your senses. And for you, your senses are a fact. You don't need to know anymore. You don't need anything to be confirmed. You don't need somebody to come with proof or with this or that. You felt it. You know it. You feel it. You know how something is playing out. You know that something is bothering you, basically. And you're doing everything you can to try to keep everything balanced, to try to keep yourself spiritually grounded, to try to keep yourself emotionally connected to the things that really matter, because you're saying, keep calm, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, put your stinger tail down. Yeah. So there's a kind of real feeling of that agitation because you know something. You may not be able to prove something. You may not even be able to convince a person of something. But when Scorpio gets that feeling, when you get that in your waters, that's all. That's all that needs to be said. It's enough. It's already done. So that's what's bothering you. That's what's bothering you. Yeah. This is a Piscean card. Is it that a sun, moon or ascendant, Pisces, is angering you? Somebody who might take on some of the qualities of Pisces. Now, we do have a full moon of Pisces in the 5th house this month, to do with fun, romance, pleasure, play, sexuality, creativity. It's also to do with children. Could it be that for some of you it's an issue going on around your children that's really making your blood boil? Or with your significant other? It's this thing of, why don't they see what I see? Why don't they listen to my wise advice? And for some of you, there's also the feeling of, maybe, as I said, being annoyed with a sun, moon, or ascendant Pisces, but holding that in. And also, this is a new moon card, and the new moon this month is in Libra. It could also be with a Libra, which is in the 12th house, very 12th house style energy here. Better hold it in. That's all you're saying. Better hold it in. Better hold it in and try to keep a balance, because I know something is starting to change. With Saturn going direct this month, you feel something is changing. You feel that it's arriving very close to the point now where you're going to have your say. Very close to the moment now where you're going to get your voice heard, and it'll be loud, and it'll be clear, and it'll be final. And it's like you're trying to keep it all together, juggling it all together until you're ready to be like Persephone, who was in Hades there. This is the goddess Inanna, Sumerian goddess, who's coming out of hell, coming out of the underworld, and she's looking over her shoulder. What is she saying? So long, bitches. Bye. This is the new me. I'm stepping forward. I had to bite my tongue and say nothing for so long. Yeah, that's over. We're not going to be doing that now again, because I'm stepping through. And I feel totally authentic. Look, she's naked as the day is long. I feel this is the naked truth. I feel this is me being authentic. I feel that I don't have to hide anymore, that I can come out and say my piece and not try to keep the balance and not try to kind of be like the juggler, trying to keep the clownery together in some cases. Maybe even some financial clownery. It's like I'm not doing that anymore. Not doing it. There's a psychological shift that happens when we see this card. A breaking of patterns, a breaking of the old way of doing things and stepping into the new way of doing things. They better stand back, Scorpio. They better stand back, because I think your voice is going to be heard. And in a month where there's a lot of energy in the 11th house, your voice is going to be heard within a team and work, within a group of friends, on social media, in a society, anywhere there's a large gathering of people. Maybe some of you are doing something within your community where you're standing up for something, saying, hold on a minute, you can't do this. I'm going to represent my residents association and stand up. It's like I'm standing up for something. And I'm separating myself a bit from the crowd because I feel strongly from something. Full moon in the 5th house. Separating from the crowd, being an individual because you feel strongly about something. They better watch out. That's all I can say. Because with this card, there's an element of, you know, that kind of feeling of, it's not anger. It's more like, stand back, I'm back. Ooh, Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Be gentle, be kind. Don't go too hard on them, please, please, please. For their sake, for humanity's sake, don't go too hard on them. Now, here we see mid-month, the energy of you diving into something. And for some of you with the full moon in Pisces, diving into love, real love, fantasy love, expressing yourself fully in a way that you enjoy, just letting your hair down, being imaginative, being creative, being experimental, and really feeling it out and loving it. This is a real moment, I think, for some of you who are in a relationship or who will probably find somebody this month to get in a relationship with. There's a feeling of, you know what, let's get out of my mind and let's just play. Let's just get back into the senses, get back into the sensuality, the sexuality, get back into feeling everything out. So it takes my mind out of things, which is exactly what's needed after the full moon. The more you take your mind out of the heavier problems, maybe through passion and things like that, and being romantic, being playful, even being creative, then the answers seem to come. The more you're not thinking about it, the more you are receptive to hearing the answer. Yeah, it might become very clear around the time of the full moon. Now, I will say this, for some of you, with the full moon in the 5th house, it might mark a kind of a romance that isn't going anywhere. It may not have been a terribly serious relationship, just something that might have recently started. And you might just say, there's nothing in this, I'm leaping out of this, save me. I'm about to jump, I'm about to go, I'm about to hop out of this. That's for some of you. But I really also feel some of you are taking a real big leap of faith, being more creative, being more loving, being more like, where's the party? I'm shutting down my mind for a while. Shutting down my mind and feeling things out, because that has always been my power. That has always been my sweet spot, my comfortable place where I know where to go then after that. And what might you figure out? You might figure out how to get over some competition with somebody. There could be, maybe in the workplace, a lot of competition, a lot of people vying for certain positions, trying to impress the boss, trying to wrangle their ways into positions. And there could be a lot of fight, a lot of competition, as I said, but you're well able for it, Scorpio. You're well able for it. However, the thing about it is, am I going to fight for a position here in the workplace or in some situation within a group of friends, within family or whatever, in the community, whatever it is that I've got on my mind? Is it worth fighting for if there's nothing of value in the end? Is it worth fighting for that promotion or that kind of new leather seat in that gorgeous kind of office? Is it worth fighting for that if the coin isn't there? Is it worth fighting for something if I don't actually gain here in some significant way? So that's the big question that you have to ask. In some cases, I see an argument over money. An argument over money, which you will solve. You will figure it out. I know that. But we're coming towards the end of the month, and look at this. Again, for some of you, there's an argument with somebody that you really care about. Sorry, I'm just trying to move the chair. There's an argument over money that you could fall out with somebody over this. Somebody that you really care about. It's either about money or a work thing, or even a thing that you feel like strong principles of something. It's like, this is what I stand for. This is what I'm working towards. This is what gives me steadiness, security. And if you're not giving me that commitment, that steadiness, that security, if you're going to fight with me over money, if you're going to quibble over something small and insignificant, if you're going to get in my way, basically, over me trying to do something that I stand for in my life or that I want to push ahead with in my life, then we're going to fall out. There's a disconnect here unless you work with me. There's a disconnect here unless you commit to me in some cases. There's a disconnect here unless you get your finances organized. There's a disconnect here unless you are willing to go the long haul with me. So that's something that absolutely needs to be figured out. For those of you in a relationship where you live together and share your resources, that could be a real issue coming up, where you're the one that's keeping it all together, moving slowly and steadily, saving, building up, trying to get promotions, trying to take care of things, take care of the household, and maybe your partner isn't quite on the same page as you. There's a moment here where you'll say, I was quiet for too long, we better sort this out, and if we don't sort this out, we're going to fall out. We're going to fall out. And the same thing with friends too. Please do not fall out over some money issue this month. Do your very, very best. As the old phrase goes, ne'er a borrower nor lender be, especially when it comes to friends. Do your best not to be lending money, borrowing money, because that's one sure way to end a friendship. And I certainly hope a friendship or a good partnership doesn't end here because things get all sloppy over a financial thing or a business thing or even a physical possession. Like you might have lent a friend something, anything from, I don't know, your lawnmower to your nice handbag or something like that. You want that shit back, and they better hurry up with it. Otherwise, there could be actually a falling out here. It's like, treat me with respect. I'm willing to give you anything. I'm willing to share my resources with you. You're my friend. You're my partner. You're my family. I love you. I will share with you. But you better treat that shit with respect. Otherwise, we will fall out. And you do not want to fall out with me. You remember the Incredible Hulk? You won't like me when I'm angry. You know. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the month, and here's you just dropping sticks and going. I don't want to work on this anymore. I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to be the one holding the fort anymore. I don't want to be the one doing all the heavy lifting and hard work anymore. I don't want to be the one carrying this project, business, work situation, relationship, friendship anymore. Don't make me be the one doing all the work here. Because maybe you've counted on that before. You can't count on that now because Saturn is going direct this month. The one who takes shit seriously. I have taken stuff seriously, and I've put a lot of hard work maybe into trying to stay in communication with difficult people. It's been hard trying to stay in touch with these bitches. And you know what? Unless I see some comeback or unless I see some mutual appreciation here, why try? Why? You know? Why do I have to keep reaching out with my cup of love, my olive branch? Why do I keep saying, hey, why don't we hang out? Or hey, what's going on here? Or you're my family? Or why? Why am I the one always reaching out? If it's with a new love? Why am I the one always making the phone call? Why am I the one that's always organising everything? Why am I the one that always has to send an SMS or a DM or something saying, hey, how you doing? What's that all about? You don't want to try? Well, bitch, sorry, then I don't either. And that's the end of that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. There's a kind of shift here, Scorpio, where your tolerance is very, very, very low at the end of the month. For people who are not meeting you halfway. If I call you, I expect a call in return. You know, if I organise something, say let's meet up for lunch, I expect you to turn up. If I'm organising a meeting in work, I expect you to be there. Take it seriously. Because I will remember this shit. I will remember every time you didn't listen to me and you didn't take shit seriously. And I will remember all the times I worked to keep this work relationship going, this client thing going, this friendship going, this relationship going. And I will remember all the times that you didn't keep that going when I did all the work, as I said. And if you don't hurry up and meet me halfway, then there won't be a halfway. In fact, there won't be any way. There'll be no way back to contacting me, and that is the end. Nice of a once upon a time story. Once upon a time, Scorpio tried, and the bitches didn't try in return. And then Scorpio said, the end. And that's how it ends. So Scorpio, I love that you're getting that power back to get your opinions across, to get your voice heard, because I think you've been silent for far too long. And I think that has been simmering and brewing in you, and that now needs an outlet. And I see that you're enjoying some success this month too, so that kind of gives me a lot of hope that you're doing good. But I also see that you're kind of seeing your worth now, you're seeing your value, and you are not settling for anything less now. So they might give you an inch and you're saying, thank you for the inch, now give me the mile. So Scorpio is fighting back. I love that. Scorpio, I'm going to leave it at that because I have full confidence that you've got all of this under control already. But you know, my love, that these are just the general energies. If you want to get into the details, you know where to come by now. You know to come to the VIMEO readings, the deep read. There's a link down there below in the description box. Come along, my love, and we will figure out the details. We'll go into what's going on with your relationships, For the singles, what the heck is going on there in Virgo season is their love with the full moon in the 5th house of romance. What's going on with your money and career? What's going on with family, your home, friends, or anything else that we didn't touch upon here? We're going to dig right in and open all that up in the deep read Vimeo reading. So the link is down there, my love. As I said, come along and we'll figure it out. Scorpio, I will leave it in your capable hands, and I will also leave you with all my love, my beautiful, and a great, great big kiss from me to you. Mwah. Best of luck with your success, and until next month, my darling.